All right, we're inside the Sounds with Maja at Lumnezia Festival. It's nice to have you here, and I want to talk to you about your new album, of course, Something to Die For. Beautiful title, I think, and it's quite big words.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if it's just words or if you're really kind of pointing to this true devotion connotation of the title.
It's just words. No, of course it is. I think after so many years in this band, we started in 1998. That's like 13 years ago, I think. So we've been a band for a long time, and I think if this is not serious and if this is not love and passion, what is, you know? And I think especially for this album, since we did produce it, recorded it, and obviously wrote everything ourselves, it was something that we were really proud of, and it's definitely something that we would both live and die for.
And it was the first time you produced the whole thing yourself in the studio in Malmö. How was that? Was that kind of like a whole new, like an epiphany, like this is all ourselves and totally different from the other albums? Or how was the process?
No, I mean, in a way it was a little different, but I think for all the other albums we've always been co-producing. So we have, I mean, maybe not for the first album, but we were so young and inexperienced, so we needed somebody to come in and take the charge over the recording process. But I think for all the other albums up until this one, we've always been very involved into the recording process. But I think for this one we were like, you know what, guys, the demos, I always thought they sounded much better than, maybe not much better, but they had something that the finished product didn't have, because it has some kind of soul in it. It's something that you can't really put your finger on it, what it is, but that got lost, you know. The more times you record a song, it gets a little, you lose it, you know, that kind of magic touch. And I think we decided on how do we keep that? Well, we do it ourselves, and we tried to keep the original version as the finished version. So I guess that was why we did it.
And this record is very eclectic, I would say. You have many different sounds and many different influences. And I was wondering if there was a lot of fighting about these elements and the different sounds you put in there, because all of you guys work on the songs.
Yeah, no, there was no fighting at all, actually. I think the hardest part was to be disciplined, because there's nobody else. I think that's sometimes a producer's job as well, to be the teacher in the class, to say, hey kids, listen up, we need to do vocals today, or we need to do guitars. And if you do it yourself, you kind of become a little goofy and you joke around too much and you're like, shh, oh god, we have 2 weeks left, dude, we got to do some work right now. So I think that was the hardest thing, to be very disciplined and say, today we got to do this and that. But we did have a technician, an engineer with us, an American guy. So he was being the dad or the teacher. Yeah, and that was good. That was really good. And he knew how to get the best guitar sound or the best bass sound and stuff like that. But everything else was really, I'm not going to say easy, because it's always a hard thing to do. And we put in a lot of effort and a lot of energy in it. But it was never any fights or anything like that.
I remember last time you were in Zurich, I talked to Felix about the Sounds being one of the hardest touring bands actually out there, and on the last record you had this song, Home Is Where Your Heart Is, and he said that it's really difficult for you guys to actually define a home. Did this in some way change? Now you have the studio and kind of the band base in Malmö, or is it still like the world is the place where the Sounds live?
You know what? Actually, I think it's a little bit of both. The studio is definitely a place where we all can hang out and write music and rehearse and do all that. But at the same time, like you said, we're always on the road, so we don't spend as much time at home. And I even have an apartment in Malmö where the last 6-8 months I didn't even have a bed. And I went to IKEA. Voila. And I bought a bed, but I still haven't, it's still standing up, leaning against the wall, because I haven't been at home yet. So it's a little bit of a gypsy life, I would say, but that's how we like it. And that's the way you do survive these days. You don't sell any records, and the only way to make a living, somewhat, is to tour.
And you end up never sleeping at home. That sounds very interesting.
Yeah, I've been in many different beds.
Many different beds in bedrooms.
Yeah.
Awesome. And to finish up with, let's talk about your collaboration recently. Was one with All Time Low. You always, every now and then, let's say not always, you end up giving your vocals to other bands. Is this kind of a good thing to do for you next to the sounds, kind of not to get stuck in a rut, so to say?
To me, it's really flattering whenever somebody reach out and want me to be part of their project. Some of it, I've turned down a lot of bad stuff and a lot of...
Who?
I'm not gonna say that, obviously. No, but sometimes you have to think of, is this something that I'm actually gonna gain something of, or is something that I'm gonna enjoy doing, and maybe not, or is this something that I actually do like? And then and also you have to check your schedule. Am I actually gonna have time to do this? And I think All Time Low, when they reached out to me, I was like, it's a pretty cool band. I love the song. That's the number one. If I don't like the song, I'm not gonna do it. It's a good song, and they're a new upcoming band, and I was like, dude, let's do it. And I think it was Mark from Blink-182 who signed the band or something like that. And we've been playing with him and Tom. We played with the Angels and Air Raids a lot and stuff like that. And even Plus 44 and Blink. So it was a little bit of a same kind of crew.
Homecoming.
A little bit. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna support these guys, and absolutely. And the guys do the same thing. They write songs for other artists and stuff too. So I think it's good for us to keep in touch with what's going on out there, and not only get stuck into your own band and do your own stuff. So it's a lot of fun. That's why we do it.
Sweet.
Sweden.
The sounds are a lot of fun. Thanks a lot for that.
Thank you so much.
And good luck with the new album.
Thank you.
I don't think you actually need luck. Just do it. Just do it.
We do, like anybody else. Thank you so much.
Thank you.